Okay, I want to get to 3 more questions, and then we're wrapping it up. So,
Thank you, Congressman, for
Thank you.
coming. I would like for you, if you could, explain to me Proposition 167, denying benefits to illegal, undocumented immigrants, passed overwhelmingly by the citizens of California. A lawsuit was filed because it was against constitutional rights. Since when does someone who is in this country illegally have more constitutional rights than someone that was born here and has been here all their lives?
Well, they don't, and they shouldn't. And I must say, all of us are disconcerted by the courts who don't understand that when the people's voices are heard by vast majority in a state like California, the courts should not be light in turning those over. The courts should not be our policymakers, and we absolutely must turn that around.
Here, here.
Yes,
Here, here.
Mr. Lewis, my
Yes,
name
ma'am.
is Dawn.
Oh, Dawn.
I have a question, kind of backslide a little on the tax issue. I know of quite a few people who have lost their homes because of increased taxes. They added so much tax on their houses they couldn't afford to make the payments anymore. And when it comes to the Constitution, it says there should not be any taxation without representation, and it's supposed to be a fair tax. And when you're running someone out of their home, that's not a fair tax.
Well, let me say this in general response. The first time I ever ran for Congress, on that primary ballot, as I was running in the Republican primary, was Proposition 13, which was addressing the same issue. And back then, property taxes was such an important and major source of local funding, especially of our schools, and the legislature was doing nothing about the elevated levels of taxes that resulted from it, that people were losing their homes back then. So the public got involved and literally passed a proposition that allowed only property taxes that were a reflection of 1% of the sales price or the market price of the home at the time. Way back then, I said, as we go forward, we're going to have some problems. This proposition is going to pass. It's important that it pass. But as we go forward, if property values continue to increase as much as they are, and they're being pushed by a phony marketplace like the mortgage systems, etc., then the 1% will become too much. And we're facing much of that difficulty right at this moment.
Hey, Mr. Lewis, my name is Gary Dando. I'm a disabled
Hello there.
Vietnam veteran, member of the DAV with 3 million members in our group. I have one question for you. After 9/11, we understand you're going to build a mosque.
I'm going to build a mosque? No, I'm not.
They're going to try to build a mosque.
You're funding it.
You're funding it.
No, sir. No, sir.
This is.
No. I understand.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be rude.
No, go ahead.
It's quite insulting to your veterans and to this country.
Well, that is a very appropriate. That's a very appropriate question for us to end this session together, so you can discuss it with each other. The proposal for a mosque adjacent to what is a sacred and I think should be held holy site, the site of 9/11. It is absolutely inappropriate that a mosque be built there. And for those people who would suggest it's like Barbara Boxer did just today, that's a local planning decision. It's not for us to be involved in. It is totally unacceptable. Now, it's very important for us to know that our country believes in separation of church and state. We absolutely believe in people's right to exercise their faith. But we don't have to make idiocy of that because of stupid policies like those that are going forward in the state of New York. I frankly believe
All in favor, say aye. Okay, Jerry. One quick question from my part. Jerry, forever we've all heard about the potential that the 7 million word IRS tax code is a mess. Is there any chance that anybody has ever really got the heartbeat left alive in a real tax overhaul for a flat tax or something simple?
In the lifetime of my time in the Congress, we discussed it many times. I've supported a flat tax in the past, but within the committees that are involved, and especially with all the lawyers who are involved in tax matters, it's a very slim chance of getting a flat tax and removing all the other. We could get a flat tax, by the way, but it'll be on top of the other taxing systems.
Oh, yeah, that would be Obama leading that charge.
That's Obama tax.
Yeah. Just know that everybody in favor of a simple flat tax at 10%, let's say aye. Aye. There you have it.
Got it.
Do you have any field intelligence that you can bring us? I was talking earlier about how deadly an AK-47 was for this reason. Chavez in Venezuela is building an AK-47 factory that can produce 1,000 guns a month.
First I've heard of it.
Well, I painted a little picture of a predator.
Good.
But okay, no worries on that one. Ladies and gentlemen, from the halls of Congress, Jerry Lewis. Please give him a round of applause.
Thank you.
How important is it? We got a guy right here from Washington, D.C. Buck McKeon was here last week, a couple of weeks ago. You guys have input. I think that Jerry got he got the message loud and clear on your here's, and you're all in favor and say ayes. And so give yourself a round of applause too, ladies and gentlemen. The Tea Party. Ladies and gentlemen, our last speaker is running for the office of the school district. Where are you? Are you still here? If you are, you have been very patient. And if not, we are going to reschedule. Candidate forums are coming up very soon. Please come on up. I want to at least get you up here on stage because...
We missed Russ Blewett. He's running for Hesperia. Let me give him the mic real quick.
Say hello, Russ.
Hello, Russ. Anyway, my name is Russ Blewett. I'm running for City Council in Hesperia. I don't have good legs, so I didn't climb the stairs. But I found most politicians use their legs to run away from problems. I can't run, and I don't run, except for office. Anyway, I can be reached at Russ Blewett, RUSBLEWETT, at AOL.com. I have a Facebook page, and my phone number that I can always be reached at is 760-948-9848. Look forward to a vigorous campaign. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Russ Blewett.
By the way, one last thought about Congressman Lewis. I just dealt with his office on a personal level for something, and they solved my problem in 3 weeks. And I had a problem with a federal agency. They took care of it in 3 weeks. And I've been messing with it for 7 months. This congressman, in the Congress, there's show horses and workhorses. This guy's a workhorse, and he deserves our support. Thank you.
Thank you, Russ. Ladies and gentlemen, Deborah Jones. She is running for the Adelanto School District.
Thank you. Well, you know what? I thought I was originally going to have 10 minutes, and I've just been given 5, but I'm going to try and keep it shorter because I know that the evening's winding up. How many of you know what the tune was played at the Cornwallis surrender in the Revolutionary War? Does anybody know? Nobody knows? It was called The World Upside Down. My name's Deborah Jones, and I'm willing to turn our district upside down if that's what it takes to work for our kids. Everybody knows that education's in a crisis, our state budget is in a crisis. The Adelanto School District has a 20% revenue shortfall, which means that we're only getting 80 cents on every dollar that's owed to us. It takes 90 cents to cover salaries and benefits. So it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out the numbers don't jive. So not only are we having difficulties with finances, we have difficulties with academics. Our academic performance index is down, and we need to do something about it. My husband and I have been Christians. We're Christians. We've been married for 27 years. And We believe in standing up for justice and speaking up for the poor and needy. And this is something that we've done our whole lives, and we took on the Adelanto School District a few years ago when the district wasn't tending to my son's special education needs. They attempted to take us down, but instead we decided we were going to stand up not only for our son, but for all the vulnerable kids in our district, and it cost us more than $250,000 to do that. But we decided that we were going to do what's right. And I think that that's what the people here do. We decide to stand up for what's right, what's honorable, and what's just. Some good things that came from that is a little bit of a shakeup in the special ed department. We now have a special education parent advisory committee. We have a new special education director. I'm the chair on the special education parent advisory committee. And some good things are happening. Many years ago, my mother-in-law lived with us for about 14 years. And one of the things that she taught me was that hard work is good for the soul. And she was a woman from Texas, and she would roll her sleeves up, and she would split logs, and she would get down to it. Well, that's something that I learned from her that I apply to my life. I'm ready and willing to roll up to my sleeves to do the hard work for our kids. We have a lot of changes that need to take place in our district. I've worked in executive management positions. I've served in public office. I was in the Orange County Central Committee, Republican Party, and served on the Ethics Committee. I serve our community today, and I think I have what it takes. Perhaps I can come back another time and share more with you. I don't want to take up any more of your time. I know that you're probably ready to go home, but I'm ready to get in there and do the hard work. I know I can do it, and I'll fight for our kiddos. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Obviously, you were preceded by someone who took the crowd out the door with him, so you are coming back again because those are excellent qualifications that anybody would be proud to have on their school board. So thank you very much for being so patient and waiting for us. Is there anybody else that I've missed whatsoever? If so, I apologize. We're going to put this show again together in 2 weeks, ladies and gentlemen. Let's call it a night. Thank you so much for coming into the Tea Party tonight. You did a bang-up job. I think we impressed the congressman again. Good night.